welcome to my stream. How is everybody this morning? Or evening? Or afternoon? I am a little tired. I didn't sleep well last night. But not too bad. Especially where I don't have to work at all today, so that's always a plus. So today we're going to be working on the racetrack out here. I've been obstacle course that I've been working on. Let me go get a horse and I'll show you what we have so far. Alright, so starting line's going to be right in here someplace. And then I'm going to have it come out somewhere out in here before we'll have it come back around. To here. It is out close to me and Blue and Athena. And really close to my shard farm. So if you take the road that shard road that I have, it'll go all the way down, and then right before you get to its entrance to the shard, there's another turnoff that will take you out here to the horse ranch. Oh, hold on. Hey, Athena. How are you? So this horse is really slow, but this will kind of show you what we have out here. This is a test track. When the horse hits the plate, the light will turn on and it'll start calculating the speed. When it hits the plate over there, it turns it off. Is that any better on the mic? What about now? Well, I am not sure. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it because it was okay last time. Alright, so once you've done running the test, you can check this box right here for tokens. So this is like a 30 horse. Put the tokens back in the dropper. Reset the machine with the little button right there. And carry on to the next test. Here's jumped height. So this is 5 blocks. And that's as tall as this one will jump, but I haven't found anything over 5 yet. So in here I have just different horse patterns that are decent speeds or unique in colors that I like. I want to show me his name tag. See, like he's a 16 instead of a 30. He's an 8 instead of a 30. So he's like super fast, but he'll only jump 3. So that's their health, their speed, and their jumping ability. I am on PC. Well, I have a I'll show you that again. This right here is a timer. So that last horse I just came in on was a 30. This one is a 14. So this one's twice as fast. Thank you for that. And then over here is where we can breed the horses. So this is a 9 and an 8. go. He should be at least a 9, if not faster, when he grows up. The texture pack I use is Vanilla Tweaks, which is just an add-on to a whole bunch of different things that you can add into it. Yes, my netherite is all, it almost looks diamond instead of actual netherite. Instead of the purple, it has the blue texture to it. Other things I have on there is your grass blocks. All your blocks that are grass, mycelium, dirt path blocks are all full, not halves like a normal. On there I have oh, that's on there too. If you go almost all the way down to the bottom, there's one in there that changes how your inventory looks. There's nothing wrong with purple, but that's you. Yeah, Vanilla Tweaks is probably, I think, the best all around texture pack for Bedrock that there is. So the idea of these jumps like this is to penalize you if you fall. So you either got to take the long way around or the slow way around, like on this one. The other one is almost twice the distance. Send you the link to Vanilla Tweaks. Or which one that I'm using that changes the is it vanilla? Oh, hold on 1 second. I think it might be actually Bedrock Tweaks. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bedrock Tweaks. That's the one that is built by Exuma. And that's the one I'm sorry. I got my two types mixed up, Java and that, but it's Bedrock's Tweaks. I also like this one here, Black Netherite. It definitely makes netherite look nicer. And right here is my favorite. Instead of polished andesite, polished granite, you get a brick version of it out of there. So that's andesite right there. Yeah, where it shows all the trades, that is so much nicer than having to hope that you can get all the way down to the bottom and it hoses you. I've been trying to think what other type of obstacles would be good for a track. Now I'm not gonna go crazy like B-dubs and Etho is, but okay. What are you thinking about when you say water? Because I have spots where there's water that they either can jump or have to wade through, but they're small pieces, like right here. I was thinking about adding that too. I'm thinking about adding it right out in the middle of the center. That's kind of why I built the tunnel going down and so I could get horses in and out of the middle, was doing the trident jousting. I would like to do as many different horse themed things as I possibly can. The whole idea would be to be able to get where we could have some different competitions between people out here. I mean, me and Blues already tested the track, and we ran it a couple times, and it was actually pretty fun running the track, even though it was not even completed, just trying to see how the things would work out. It's just normally on my phone, I am not a very good jumper. So I'm going to have to practice on the computer for that. Yeah, that might be pretty good. I could do like flowing water, so it would push them backwards instead of, and make it struggle to get in and out of. Well, I'm not sure. To be honest, it's kind of like the armory. I've kind of hit a stump on what I want to add into it as far as yeah, I'm stuck. So I was hoping maybe if I just get the base line of the track laid out, then something will come to me. That's why I've been doing other things. Alright, close your eyes, Purple. Yeah, like massive map art. I actually really enjoyed doing that. I don't really consider myself much or very artistic. But that was enjoyable. But I don't know about everybody else, but it's been like killing me the last week, wondering if I wake up every day wondering if you had been on and had seen it. And then Athena streamed the other day from there, and she was showing it on her stream and talking to me about it, and I was like, oh, I hope Purple doesn't watch that. Not that I'd been upset if he had seen it on Athena's or even on my first stream. If he had watched it, it was just I was hoping that you would just, well, log in and see it and be flabbergasted from it. Thank you. I mean, I'll admit I am like extremely self-conscious because I know I don't like to talk. And I'm not a person that chit-chats. Like a couple of people that'll remain nameless. So I am like really subconscious about that part of it. Yeah, I find it really hard to talk about. I mean, you and me could be best friends, and if I'm on my way to, let's say, Walmart to get something from the store, and I see you at the other end of the aisle, the chances are I'm not coming down to the other end of the aisle to say hi. I'm just going to go ahead and get what I want, get what I need, and go. And it's nothing personal. It's just I probably don't have anything really to say at that point, and I just hate getting in that situation where I have to try to carry a conversation. Now my wife, my wife's just the totally opposite. And she's a teacher at the schools. So we have to stop and talk to like 500 little kids when we're at the store. And 50 different parents. And she'll sit there and talk, and all I'm thinking is, aren't we here to actually get stuff, not talk? That was one thing I liked about my job prior to me retiring from from the military was chit chat really wasn't a necessity. You could go talk to somebody, tell them what you need, what you want to do, and be straight and direct to the point and not have to worry about too much, I would say, civilian customs and courtesies. You just tell them what you want, get it, go. So that probably, because I was comfortable with that, that probably actually hindered me more than anything, because I just fell into that, oh well, this is the way things are. And since I retired and became a civilian, that is one thing I've had to try to learn, is how to communicate better with people who are not prior military. Yeah, I could see JT being that way. But like most of his posts on Discord are always really direct and to the point. This is what you go here, look for it here. That's probably why I like him so much. He's a man after my own heart. Come on. Yeah. I see it too. Welcome back, Blue. How was your trip to? Were you taking your kids to school, or what were you doing with your? No, you wouldn't be taking them to school because you guys are almost done with the day over there. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. So you started your week off, right, Carol? I should know this, but I've forgotten. Um, what team is it that you root for over here in the U.S. world of football? That's right, the Seahawks. So how do you think they'll do this year? Have you heard any? Because I know there was at one point some questions about your quarterback. Whether or not what was going to go down with him. Which if they would have, I don't think they did, but if they would have gotten rid of him, I think that would have been one of the biggest mistakes ever. Well, I'm not a big fan of that coach, to be honest. I've always kind of thought of him as being dirty, just because of what he did to USC when he was coaching college football. And for you that don't follow football, American football, the coach of the Seattle Seahawks was the University of USC, University of Southern California's coach for a long time and was pretty successful there. Then all of a sudden, he just up and quits and goes to the NFL, which I don't have a problem with that part. What I had a problem with is not long after he gets hired on with the NFL, and I mean by not long, within a month, it comes out that the NCAA, which is the ruling authority for college sports, was investigating him and they're investigating him and Southern California University for breaking the rules and basically paying players at the college level to come and play for them. And they found out that he got wind of it before the investigation started, that he was getting ready to be investigated. And so he took off and went to the NFL, leaving Southern California to and before he had a bad rep on him, where he couldn't get another job, he basically took a really nice job and left Southern California holding the bag. They ended up having to vacate a national championship they had while he was there. They lost a whole bunch of scholarship money in scholarship positions. And when the thing all said come out and said, it was all him. It wasn't the school itself that was doing the recruiting violations and stuff. It was him. But he pushed the button because he heard that he was getting ready to be investigated, and left them holding the bag. Which, I mean, it's college sports, and like any sport, like they say, you're not trying hard if you're not cheating. So I understand that everybody's always trying to push the boundaries of what they can and can't do. But to leave the school in that way, instead of just taking your lumps, I thought was pretty dirty. So how many years have you played fantasy football? People always want me to get into playing fantasy football, but I just, when it comes to NFL, I enjoy watching it, but I just don't know enough about all the teams and the players. You know, I'm not irritated if my team, which is the Denver Broncos, lose on Sunday. You know, that's fine with me. But I am a huge avid college fan. And I think maybe part of that is because growing up in a state like Oklahoma, we never had any professional sports. It was zero. There was no basketball at the time. There was no soccer. There was no baseball team, no football teams, no nothing. So it was college. That's where you left. That's where you put all your pride at. Is the college arena. So in Oklahoma, I mean, you live and die by college or college sports, and it's just not football. I mean, I love softball. Softball is probably actually even more one of my more favorite sports to watch than even football. Um, I could watch softball all day, every day, 24 hours a day. Yeah, I could see that being the same with you. And that's like you guys probably don't get any college football over there. So that would have like no interest in that because you just would never see it. Maybe only like the national championship game, I would imagine, be about your only college. One. Yeah, I imagine it would be because college scene is really. I mean, college scene is it's a it's a state thing, and it's a pride thing of where you're from. It's you don't see very many Oklahoma fans who are born and raised in Alabama. You just wouldn't see that because they're going to be a fan of an Alabama college Probably Alabama, but they'd be a fan. But like in Oklahoma, we've got two main colleges. You have Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and it's so die hard that this might seem like an exaggeration, and it's not, 100% not. But I've seen kids get disowned for going to the other school from their parents, from their grandparents. It doesn't matter that Oklahoma has one of the best law schools up there with Harvard and Yale, but because they were OSU fans, they were disowned for years because they went to Oklahoma instead of OSU or even a different college. It was just the fact that they went to Oklahoma. I've seen parents refuse to pay for weddings for the exact same reason too. You know, they're just like, nope. It does seem a little bit extreme. One of my best friends, their family, the area of Oklahoma I came from is more Oklahoma State, because Oklahoma State's an agricultural school. And I am an OU fan, but their daughter went to the daughter of my best, well, it'd be his cousin, but the whole family lives in that area. But they went to, they're all Oklahoma State fans. She went to be a lawyer, went to Oklahoma State, applied and got in without them knowing. They refused to help her pay for tuition, and she didn't come home for 8 years because she wasn't allowed in the house because of that. And it took like 8 years. It basically took her getting her law degree and getting married and having a grandchild before the family finally said, okay. Oh, it is. But that's like the extreme. Now, my family's not that extreme. We're all Oklahoma fans, but never would that happen. But it's life and in the States. College pride is life. Yeah. I never understood it either. And my family, or my mom and everybody, they never understood why they did that to their kid over something like that. But these were good people that, you know, they're good human beings, and I would still say that to this day. But it was just everybody in their family had always went to Oklahoma State. And even though Oklahoma State did not have a law program, and Oklahoma has, like, it's probably about 5th best in the United States, behind your major ones. It didn't matter. They felt like she had betrayed the family. Yeah, I seen that. I was just hoping I could ignore them. I don't even know where they went now. I think they despawned when I went to bed. Oh, I do too. I came from a house that, parent-wise, I only had one parent that actually cared about us. That was my mom. And so I am 100% protective about my kids. There's nothing I wouldn't do with my kids because I don't want them to have that same, grow up that same way. Yeah, it's about 800 by 600 away from my base. But it's real close. They're all right there together. We're really actually starting to get a small community over here finally. I don't feel like I'm being left out. When we first started, it seemed like everybody was, why isn't that wanting to place? Was kind of over there by you and purple. I was kind of off over here by myself, but now we've got Athena and, yes, I do. We have 3 dogs. I have, myself, I have a miniature Sheltie. It's actually more of a toy Sheltie. He's about, or she's only about 5 pounds. Very tiny little dog. And then my daughter has a dog that's a Heeler and Husky mix. That's a really sweet dog. And then we have another dog that is just a complete mix that we picked up off the street. And took in. I have a menagerie. So, we have 3 dogs. We have 4 cats that live out in the office. We have 1 old cat that lives in the house with us. I have 2 tortoises that are now about almost 2 years old. And I have about 25 koi that are in a pond that's in my sunroom. Oh, and two water turtles that live with my koi. Right. There for the longest time, I kind of felt alone over here. I still do a little because they went through one of the other tunnels and then tunneled themselves all the way over there, and it wasn't until a little while that I was digging a tunnel over to here, trying to go the back way, and ran into their tunnel and figured out that, oh, they're just like right there next to me. They just didn't, they used a different tunnel. Blame Blue. It's all Blue's fault that I have neighbors now. Oh, no, she picked the tunnel. Yeah. That's always a hard one. Like, what tunnel do you use when you're going 100 some odd blocks both ways to get to wherever you're wanting to set up your portal, you know? Now hopefully I set this up right to where it's not going to be an easy jump. Pop up. Come on. There we go. I wonder if I put a half slab down in there if they would do the same thing where I get kicked off. I really don't either. I've learned so much playing with them over here. I've always liked the idea of horses. I just don't know how practical they really are. That's like, because I live on that little tiny island over there with my daughter, but it's like, I wouldn't mind riding horses, but I would literally have to build giant bridges across the ocean in order to go anywhere. Stuck in trees, stuck in water, yeah. Okay, so that's a block and a half will not kick you off. Mm-hmm. It's like what Skizzleman said. They need to come out with boats that have holes in it that you could put it on your horse, so you could have a boat horse. I don't know if you watched Naked and Scared with Impulse and Skizzleman. But that was something that he went on a rant with the other day, was how horses were useless because you can't take them in water. So they need to make a boat that has holes in it that you could put it on as basically like the saddle. I like the concept of that series. I think they pull it off real well. You can put a horse in a boat, but he was more meaning being able to ride the horse in a boat. Now, the videos are actually better than I think better than their live streams. The way they edit the videos is one video for both of them, so it switches in between the two players all the time. So you're not just watching one point of view; you're actually watching 2 points of view at the same, almost at the same time. They just have icons up in the corner that tell you who you're watching at that point. I thought so too. It really makes it more of a cohesive thing. Because even though I watch most of Hermitcraft people, there's sometimes that, when they collab like 4 people, you end up getting 4 points of view and you got to watch the thing 4 different times. And by the time the last dude puts it out, you're really not even interested in watching it because you've already seen it from the same thing multiple times. This way, you're seeing both points of view, but you're not having to rewatch it. Yeah, it is. It's probably the only downside that I really see with collabs is that. I'd much rather see people interact with each other than playing alone. That's why I think with Purple doing all these community stuff over on the overworld is so much fun, is because you get to see people interact with other players. I was actually really impressed about how the wither fight went. There was not near the death and destruction as I thought. And even with Lofty, I think she would have been better off if we had prepared her better gear than just unenchanted iron. I think that was what was hurting Lofty, was the fact that she just had unenchanted iron. Which I feel bad, because it's so easy to enchant gear for me. If I knew she was going to go and didn't have gear, I would have made her a box before we even started. Yeah. I mean, don't we all? But I went and visited, well, I went to my house first and picked up 500 levels off of my furnace, and then I went and ended up enchanting 4 complete sets, 4 bows, 4 swords, 4 of everything of diamond gear. That was, blast protection on it, and honestly, I only died once, and the reason I died is because I picked up some of those healing arrows and shot the wither multiple times with it and got his attention. And he was not happy with me at all. So I took multiple shots to the face, and I just could not heal myself and drink milk quick enough. After that, I threw the health arrows down. I was like, nope, this bow is not a health bow. It was doing way too much damage. Morning, Julia. How are you? we are out at my horse ranch. Working on a racetrack that I'm building so we can come out and do some racing competitions. Okay. Okay. So, as I've said before, I'm a phone player, so my flying skills or taking off skills is not the best, but let's see here. There we go. Well, yeah, because I jumped off a 3 high ledge. So you know how to tell who plays on a phone or not, right? Everywhere you go, you find this. Scaffolding towers just left randomly in the world. You know somebody's been there on a phone. Yeah, I think it's good size. What we were talking about earlier, I don't know if you were on here yet, Carol, but we're going to actually put I'm going to put a trident jousting right here in the middle. So you'll be able to do trident jousting in the middle. We'll have the track here. We have jumping here. We have the speed test right there next to it. I am going to build another barn on this side too. And the only reason I'm doing that's because I'm running out of spaces on the inside to put unique horses. So 1790-ish. Athena, are you still on here? And my question is do you stream next after me? Is that what I remember? And Blue, you streamed today for the first time, correct? I believe they both streamed today. I'll have to look, but I think she does. I think Monday is a busy day for all of us. No, Athena streams on Wednesday. So Blue already streamed this morning? No, Athena, it says she streams next on Wednesday. I guess I just got mixed up because last week she streamed on Monday too. Sorry, I'm not just standing here. I'm looking at this. Ooh, 4 a.m. in the morning. That's early. So Blue streams at 4 a.m. in the morning. Which means I'll be able to watch. Right. So it's only going to be on the Mondays when I don't work Monday or Sunday night that I won't be able to catch it live. But the other days at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not doing anything but playing Minecraft, so I just will be on my phone and not be able to watch it on the computer is the only thing. It has its perks. All right, well, that's the length of the track is now done. I just got to figure out what obstacles to put in it. What day is Athena? Athena is Wednesday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, Friday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, and Sunday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Well, if there was some random person, then I would agree with you, Athena. But where we're all playing together and we're all working at starting this together, I have no problem promoting what time your stuff is and saying what your time your streams are. And when am I? I am Monday, Thursday, and Friday mornings. Yes, I did. And then I also put Sunday in there as a possibility, depending on whether or not we're doing something as a group, which we usually do on Sundays normally. But if we do something as a group, then I would do that one too. But Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Alright, so we just got a few minutes left. I'm at a stopping point, so we are going to head out of here, and I am going to go back over toward what we were working on the last time and show you how it ended up. Yeah, that was. I definitely have to work on trying to figure out my volumes. Oh, that's how it was the first one. Okay, I didn't even hear that. Yeah, I didn't either. I can hear that one. They're not meant to jump out, and they normally won't jump out. What I think has happened is the last time I used it, I logged out of my other guy first, and I don't think the game logged him out. So when I left, he was still putting guardians into the system, and they probably just piled up in there too much and then phased out. Oh, here's what we got. It goes on both sides. And then off over here is a is a dispenser that sends them to the fire. Nothing. We were talking about everybody's stream, and then I got to a point where I could stop because I ran out of dirt, and I made the wood go all the way around, and then I came over here to show how things looked after last stream. And then back here I put some storage in. Since we don't really have storage for these over in the mushroom island, I just went ahead and stuck them here. But I ran it for, maybe an hour and got 6 chests of the shards and 2.5 of the sea lantern pieces. I did. I turned the water off and then I logged out. I don't know what happened. It just sent some through. They may have already had spawned when I did that. Yeah, you definitely have to make sure that water stays off now. You can't just leave the water on, because if you do, with the portals lit, they automatically come straight over here. So you have to flip the switch to stay in the overworld and then turn the water on if you want them to come up to the top. So that's that. That's how that ended up looking. Somebody's cat is loose. Oh, there we go. And then one last thing, and then we're going to get off and close this out today. Alright, so this is where I did the map art at. So I have it sectioned out where you can see it, but I never realized how big a piece of map was. It did not occur to me, I guess. Until I started laying it out. But yeah, that is the size of a piece of map art. And that's how much purple carpet it took to make the background. So, 6 full shulkers. Yes, the others were all locked. The only one that I didn't lock was this one right here. And that's the one that you would carry with you as you're building something out here, so you can see the changes. And if you do decide to come out here and make something, this right here is the very first spawnable edge. I should have brought this out, but I didn't. So this one's the first spawnable edge, and then the one on the very far out isn't isn't visible when you look at the map. So, all right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me this morning and watching me stumble through the stream. I don't know. Let's see if there's anybody we can raid. No. Do you guys see anybody on that's raid worthy? I just don't have enough people in my group yet. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, I don't either. I mean, the only people I have on, JZB. I didn't see how that was. Oh, Jesse B. Okay. Okay, what am I doing wrong? JASEYB. Oh, okay. Let me do that. I could go to Impulse, but I think smaller people are better. All right, there we go. We should be rating